Hello guys, today we are going to solve this Mustacchio room from tryhackme and let's get started. So firstly, this is our IP address and let's run an nmap scan on it. So nmap and the IP address, and our results will soon show up over here, and we can even run a full nmap scan, which is nmap -p on the same IP address, and let's even add the -sv tag. Yeah, and let's run this. So these are the results, and as you can see, port 22 is open, SSH is running, and port 80 is open. That means HTTP is running. And as of the results for full port scan, 3 ports are open. So in total, you can just ignore all this. This is the final nmap scan, which contains 3 ports which are running at 22, 80, and 8765. Okay, so since port 80 is running, I can just go on the IP address over here and I'll see some details. Now what's left is to run GoBuster. So now next I'll just run GoBuster. So to run GoBuster, I need to type run GoBuster dir and then this IP address, and that's the URL actually. Then I need to provide it to the word list, which is usr share word list dub and common.txt. So I missed the -u flag actually for the URL. So GoBuster dir -u. Yep, now it should work properly. And it says that it has -hta, ht access, ht password, but all of them 403. That does not help us. And let's wait for the 4th or something else which might be there, which might be useful for us. Okay, so you can see this website looks okay to me. Okay, we have something known as custom. Okay, so we got directory name as custom, so let's go there, and in custom directory you can check that there are 2 folders over here. One is the JS folder, other one is CSS folder. So nothing great in CSS folder. As of JS folder, I can clearly see that there is a file name as user.back, which is a very important file, right? Backup of all users, something like that. So I'm going to download this file. Okay, and once I have saved this file, so after saving it, it's in the downloads section. So cd downloads, and here is the file. Okay, so I'll just run the command file to know what kind of backup is it, and it says it's an SQLite 3 backup. So to run it, I'm going to type SQLite 3 and then the name of the file, which is users.back, and then I'm going to dump all the data in it, so -dump. So it clearly says that there are 2 values. One is the admin, another one is this hash. This hash can be cracked and you can use this hash to get the password. So I'm going to go to crack station to crack the password. So even I'll show you another way of opening this same thing. It says you can use SQLite browser users.back, and once SQLite browser is open, you can again get the same value here. And SQLite browser is default there in your Kali Linux. Okay, so yeah, so don't, if you just like a better GUI, if you just wanted a better GUI, here it is. Okay, I messed up. -dump. I guess it should have been copied. That's okay. Yeah, I'll paste it here. I'm not a robot, and I'll crack this hash. And the value of this hash is bulldog19. Okay, so we have 2 things. One is a password and a username. So now we need to think where we need this, where we can use this password and the username. So as of now, we know that there's another port running HTTP, so let's check that. So let's go to that port, which is 8765, and what you can see, there is an admin panel containing user and a password. So we know the admin is the username, just we saw from that dump, and we cracked the password, which was bulldog. Okay, so we are done with this. Yep, so I'm going to close this crack station now. Yeah, so as you can see, we have some page over here. If I type in hello and I type submit, I don't see anything. It's kind of broken. I don't know what's happening behind this. So I'm pressing Control U to see the source code of this page. So firstly, now we have a username. Barry, you can now SSH in using your keys. So firstly, we have a very big fact or a mini factor, which is we have a username. Okay, so that's amazing. Now only we thing which we need is a password. So we have a username. Now let's think, what is this, what's happening actually over here. So let me think. Okay, so there's nothing great is happening. See, I see a comment over here, and this is a comment for JavaScript. Okay, so this is a JavaScript comment, and which says that there is something at example auth and there is some file. Okay, so to know this better, to get this better, I have opened my burp suite, and you should also start your burp suite, and you can just intercept the request in between. So I'm turning my settings as burp suite. I'm setting up for burp suite, and again I'll type in hello, and I'll see what is actually happening. I'll submit this, and I'll send this to the repeater. I'll turn the interceptors off because I don't see anything. I don't see any reflection of hello or something over here. So something's broken or something's there which I am missing. Okay, so over here you can see two comments. One is Barry, another comment is here of JavaScript, that there is some example JavaScript or some data at /auth/ for don't forget .back. So we have some data with us, that there is some file like this. Okay, it clearly gives me a download button, so I'm going to save this file, and again let's go to downloads, ls, and we have this user.back. This was there before. Okay, this is the new one, don't forget .back. Let's again check which file this is. This is just this is a XML file. Okay, it says XML. Now let's cat this don't forget .back. Okay, and this is an file in XML format. Okay, great. So another, that there's also a hint, the parameter in here says XML, so that is kind of a hint that the input should be XML. Maybe that's why it's not coming at as that. And even if you guessed it that the input should be XML, you should actually know that which elements, which is the root tag and all the children. Otherwise you can't guess it. It's really difficult. So luckily we have this backup file giving us precious data. Now rather than hello, I'm going to type in that XML data. I'm going to send this request, and as you can see now, actually see a reflection. Okay, the name is coming here, the author is coming here. Okay, I'll even show this in the browser. Okay, so I'll open this in the browser, and in the browser also you can see name, author, and comments. They are coming up perfectly, unlike before. See, they were coming quite empty. So now we know that this application takes in XML data. So for this we can use XSE payload to take advantage of it and read files and all. So what is XSE? I'll just tell you what it is, and I've made a video of it, a really wonderful video explaining XSE, so just do watch it. And it also contains this burp suite lab for you to better understand in it. So I'll show you. Okay, so what is XML external entity, which is XSE attack? So in this, what is happening is that we inject this payload and we replace one of the values with this variable. So this variable will actually fetch this any file from the system. So this is the payload which we add. Okay, so to the same burp request which was going before, this is the burp suite request, below this UTF-8, and I'll type this. Okay, now I'll replace this name with and XSE comma. Okay, I'll replace this name with this over here. See, I'll show you how it is supposed to be done. And this name which you see is to be replaced over here. And this is a really nice video, and even I'll solve this lab, and this lab in Portugal only. I'll provide the link in the description down below. And okay, let's get back. So this is the Bob SUID request, and I'll send this. Now when I send this, I don't see anything great. Okay, let me just send it again. See, I guess something's broken about my request is what I feel like. Send this again. If doesn't work, okay. So now let me just change the way how I do stuff. Okay, so I'll just open the same thing over here. Yeah, over here I will send the data of XML rather than providing it directly over here. Cool. So this was the data which we were sending before, right? Now we'll send the data directly in here. Okay, let me tell hello. You might not be able to see, I guess. Yeah, admin panel is a little bit weird. Okay, over here I'm typing in all that data which I was entering before. Okay, this is the XML data which I got from this XML file. I'm entering it. Okay, the same only I'll enter it. Okay, I'll just enter the same value. Yeah, so this is the same. Okay, and now I don't need this much comments. I don't need it to be this big. Just this much is okay. Okay, I'll copy this for now and I'll submit this. And as you can see, there you might be thinking that where did this come and how did this come. Again, I'll show you what it is. Now it's empty. I'll put in some file. See, this file, if I'll remove this part, which is quite the payload, then it won't work. This is how XSE works. Okay, that you need to add okay, first I'll show you normal only. This is normal, everything is same. Just copy it from this backup file and submit it. You will see name, author, comment. Okay, I will do the same thing again. Okay, but this time I'll reduce the amount of comments which are there. Again, I'll copy this, I'll submit this. See, it's working, everything okay. Again, let's do this. This time we'll inject in the XSE payload, which is this. So it is added below UTF-8 over here, and this name is converted into and XSE comma actually, not comma, yeah, not semicolon, and I'll submit this. Okay, I've copied this and I'll submit this. As you can see, there is I'm actually able to read /etc password file. That's quite the great thing about this XSE injection, is I can read any file on a system. Now for me, I know that there is a character name as Joey in a system and there is a character name as Barry in a system. Well, we knew Barry before only because Barry was shown here in the comments itself. As for there is something known as SSH key, and if I want to log in into his computer, if I have the private key, then I guess it might be great and I will be able to log in into a system. So yeah, so over here only this is the location where I'm putting the file. Okay, so over here I'll put slash what should I put, home / Barry. I'm copying this same barry /.ssh /id _rsa. Now where is this file saved? For example, if I tell you where is my SSH key saved, so I need to go to .ssh, and over here is this id rsa. So just like this is like name, home, name of the user, ./ssh, and the name. If I'll submit this, you will see I actually get the value of id rsa. If I press Ctrl U so that I can better see what is happening. Okay, Yep, so this is still here is the key. Okay, so I've copied. Now I can copy this key. So I just put name I'll just make a file now in this folder, which is nano id rsa, and I'll paste it here. Okay, I'll just run it again. Control O, enter, Control X. Now everything is okay. We have this ID RSA. Now there's also this thing that the key should not be read by other people. So I need to do chmod 700 on this key. Okay, since the privileges of the key should only be with the first person, and that's how it is. It doesn't run otherwise. So I did this, and now we have the ID RSA. I can cat the ID RSA, but this private key might also have an passphrase attached with it. So to crack it, we need to use a tool. So before that, let's check is it working or not. So ssh -i ID RSA, the name of the user @ the IP. Well, there is one thing which is for sure, that port 22 is open. We know this from here. I'll press enter and I'll just do yes, and it will ask me for a passphrase which we don't know. So now we are sure that passphrase is required, right? So to crack the passphrase, I'm going to use ssh to John. So to use it, I'm going to do is /usr share John ssh to John.py, and I'm going to run this command on this ID RSA, and I'll output it to some file known as hash. Now this is how the hash looks like. Nice. Now this hash can be cracked by ss John. So sudo John the hash and -- word list is equal to rockq. So usr share word list rockq.txt, and just I'm removing this space. Be sure you also remove it and press enter. After entering your password, John will try and crack it, and yep, it has done it, and this is the passphrase. Okay, so let's again go to my directory which I have made for tryhackme. Yeah, now let's connect it. Now let's use this ID RSA to connect. We know the username, sorry, we know the passphrase as well. So ssh -i, the key, the username @ the IP. Now everything should work. Now it will ask for the passphrase, which we know as well, and yep, we are in. You can see who am I am Barry and I am a user, and we have the user.txt. You can cat the user.txt and put the value in here. I guess I didn't take the hint or what. Okay, that's not needed actually. Okay, so that's done. Now we noticed now we actually noticed it before only, that there was another username as Joey. So let's go in his directory, and now let's see what his directory has. So let's see what is this. Okay, so there is this live log file which has root permissions, and it can be executed by me because others can execute it. So it's so good, right, that there is a file which I can run, and it's like amazing, right? And it's run by root actually. So I just need to take advantage of this file and I'll be root. That's it. So let's think of what this binary does firstly. So let me run this binary ./livelog, and okay, this live binary is giving me you can see it looks like logs. Yeah, these are logs actually, but which logs are these and all, we don't have much idea about that. So let me, okay, so it is some logs, and if I'll cat out this binary, you can see that some data which we don't understand, right? Now there are two things which we can do. Firstly, we can use the strings command on this, and strings command is not there in our system. Okay, so let us get this value. Let's get this file. Okay, so to get this file, I'm going to use scp okay, I'll remove this scp, and I'll copy it from his computer to mine. So scp dash I, again that id. Okay, I need to change the directory first. Music and tryhackme. Yeah, yep, better. So ssh scp, because I'm copying that file, dash I id rsa, just like before, barry @ the IP is the same step, but this time I'll provide the file which I want to copy, and the file which I want to copy is in the home directory under the user Joey, and the name of the file is livelog, live_log, and this file I wanted my computer to be saved as livelog only, live_log, and let's see if it works. And it will ask me again for the passphrase, which we actually have. So here is it, and yep, the data transfer is now complete, and we have this livelog with us. So livelog is the executable file which we have now with us. So now let's observe what it is and how it is and all. So now I can run strings command on livelogs, and I can just kind of figure out that the this thing has a command, that this thing is a function which has this command which is doing this function, which is tail-f /var. That means its tail means to get the last 10 values from this file. So what it is doing is that it is going to this file, and it is getting the last 10 lines from this file using this tail. But even though, how can you be so sure that that is the command which is used? So again, just for demo, even though strings was quite clear using strings, but for demo purposes I will show you some other stuff as well. So I'm going to pictures, I'll go to Girda. It's only for demo purposes, not that you have to do this, because strings it's pretty clear from strings as well. But I'll just run Girda as well. So I'll just open this. Okay, when I open this up and analyze the file, for you, when you open Girda, you need to click on open and import file, and you can import that file. Now I'm going to go to the main function, and here is it. This is what the binary is doing. The binary is running this command on the system, as you can clearly see, and the command name is tail-f /var/log nginx access log. So it's just printing out the last 10 values, because that's what tail does from this access log. Okay, so I guess this is clear what this function is doing. So just for demo purposes, I had shown you this as well for a better understanding. Okay, now what we know is that it's doing this thing. Now we need to think of something like how can we take advantage of the fact that this guy is running this command, which is tail. Once again, I'll just strings on it again. Strings. Yeah. So how can you take advantage of the fact that this guy is running this command with root permissions? Because you can see root. So it's running that binary, which is actually this command with root permission. So there is something known as I'll just show it to you how I did it, the privilege escalation part. So firstly, you might be knowing what path is. Path is an environment variable specifying sets of directories where executable programs are located. I'll repeat it once more. Path is an environment variable specifying a set of directories where executable programs are located. So I'll just show you what I mean. If I do echo path, so this is that guy's path. So for example, if I put run tail, so firstly I'll do which tail. Okay, so tail is right now is in this directory, which is usr local bin. Okay, now when I run tail as in the system, so this tail actually comes from here. But before checking tail in this place, it checks this place. It checks this place first. If this place doesn't find tail, then it checks the other place. If this place also doesn't contain tail, then it checks this thing, and it goes on like this. Okay, so path variable is a set of directories where executable programs are located. Okay, so you can now we know that this is the place where tail is there. But what if we make a malicious place containing a tail which is other different tail? So I'll just explain you what I mean. So I'll go to /temp. I'll make a file name as tail with the same name, and I'll echo /bin/bash inside the file I created. Okay, now bin bash command will just open a bash for me. That's a simple command, so there's nothing great in that command. So the only thing which I right now have to do is that I have to make this program think, which was running this command of tail, that the tail which should run is my tail and not what the original tail is. What my tail does is that it will open the bash, and that bash will give me root privileges because this live log binary is running as root, right? So now let's do that. So I need to add that. I'll just echo path. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to add something in front. I need to add something before usr local bin where the actual tail is contained, because it doesn't check over there. It will run my tail before only. So that thing I'll do is by export. You need to remember this. This is how environmental variables are changed. Is equal to /temp : and the normal path, which is path. Okay, now when I run this and again I do the echo path, you can clearly see there is a change. There is something known as /temp. So when I run this tail command, firstly it will look for temp directory for a binary name as tail, then it will search for this place, then it will search for this place, and so on. So since that tail will satisfy its needs in temp directory, it won't go over here. And the tail in temp directory is obviously malicious and made by us, so it has to be binary. That's one thing. So let me make it binary: chmod +x to tail ls-la. Yeah, so this tail is now executable as well. Okay, now I need to go back to Joey and I can run this livelong, because now when this livelong calls this tail, it will call my malicious tail which was in a temp directory, and that tail, rather than working as a tail, it will just run open bash for me, and the bash will be opened as root because this livelong is running as root. Okay, so /livelong live log, and see, I'm root. You can see the clear change over here. Who am I? I am the root user, and that's quite it. That's it. I just need to go to this root directory ls and I can cat this root.txt, and this will solve both of our questions over here. So I hope you like this video, and if you have some doubts you can post it in the comment section. I have almost replied every single comment. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.